Good morning, Mallards. It is Tuesday, and Grandma Jolly and I are out at the county fair. We're gonna go look at exhibits, have a good time. But first, we have to go make a delivery. We made it. We're at the dog show. There are a lot of dogs. I think that there are more dogs this year than I've seen in years previous. Yeah.
Turn around and see lots of them.
Yep, they're everywhere. We love the dog show. Lonnie could never do this. Yeah. That is a well-trained dog. I agree, Grandma. I really enjoy the dog show, and I recognize that maybe it's not the most riveting content because it's mostly just like a kid and a dog walking around, but they're such pretty dogs. Such pretty dogs. I like seeing them off. We enjoyed the dog show for a while. Grandma got nice and warm. Yeah. And now we are heading inside to some air conditioning, so we might need your sweater again, we'll see, to look at flowers, because all the flowers should be in place in the youth center. And flower judging is about an hour, so we're gonna look at flowers, we're gonna get some lunch, and we're gonna wander the rest of the exhibit halls. Now we are looking at the flower show. So we're gonna walk along and look at all these beautiful flowers, starting with the arrangements. I really like this vase. It's got tiny little birds in a shoe. I think that's so cute. I also really like this set. And a little teacup. Yeah, they're really pretty flower arrangements here. There's an adorable little succulent garden with like a little bird bath and a little angel talking to a bird, and this little bird bath, and that little fairy, and those little birds. This is really cute. Oh. Now we're at the single flowers, and the thing I like about single specimens is that they label what it is. So I get to learn that this is a blackberry lily. Oh. And it's so tiny and so pretty. And also, I guess these grow, I don't know, it's so interesting. Like, what is this twisted bit here? Not that my phone can focus on it, but wow. There are some very pretty sunflowers, including an unblossomed sunflower. And I feel like this is a slightly frightening looking plant. These are gorgeous. Some black-eyed Susans and some pictures. Like, there's just so many pretty flowers here. Now we are spending our time in the 4-H hall looking at the displays of everything that everybody has created. There's so many beautiful groups, and right now we're gonna go look at what's going to state. So this is the state fair section, so everything that's in here is gonna go to the state fair. So there's a lot of pretty stuff. I really like this diorama. I think it's really pretty. This portrait of a cat is great, but Grandma and I especially like this shirt that is made for a sheep. Well, and little booties too. A shirt and little booties for a sheep. But yeah, there's some really, really nice stuff in here. It's very pretty. The other thing that's cool this year is they do some sort of painted something every year. A few years ago, it was like a big concrete version of the state of Iowa. I had one in my yard. It's still there. I left it in Florida. But this year it's these little teardrop camper vans. I particularly like this one. I think it's really pretty. There's this whole set. And all of these. They're all being auctioned off. They are also concrete and very heavy. Grandma and I had a lovely lunch, and now we are in the expo hall, which is where I was yesterday setting up that display. But today we're looking at the photos. We were discussing this photo, which is described as a flower. And then, in addition, by the same photographer, this photo, which is described as tortoise. I think maybe somebody put the wrong piece of paper on each of those, just a guess. Some places have sandboxes for kids to play in, but we're in Loiza County, so we have a corn box. Just, yeah, you get to dig around and play with buckets and all the fun stuff you would do in a sandbox, but just with corn. Everybody needs a corn box. Grandma's doing some corn digging. Getting anything good? It's kind of fun, isn't it? Yeah, it feels pretty nice. Look at her go. Now we're in the main exhibit hall looking at some more photos and arts and crafts and things, and these really pretty horse coasters that are beaded. They're gorgeous. Look at these pretty horses. We've made it to produce. We're looking at some of the vegetables, and there are giant zucchinis. These zucchini, like this zucchini, and that zucchini, and that one. These zucchinis are the size of Grandma's arms and legs. I could just make you out of zucchini. That's impressive. I have moved on to the second part of my evening, which is playing time stories with these lovely people. I'm a ghost hunter named Harvey. Look at them. And we are exploring a haunted house in Hollywood in the 1980s. Very exciting. So we are moving forward through this haunted house, and we are starting to figure out that there was a massacre here like 10 years ago or 12 years ago, and a filmmaker's girlfriend was killed while pregnant with his child. And maybe some other people were killed, and then they're trying to summon their ghosts, maybe. I don't know, it's a pretty convoluted relationship. We have moved forward to darkness, it would appear, but this is the first time that we have actually time traveled twice during. You guys are ridiculous. Look at these goobers. This is the first time we've actually time traveled twice during one of these time stories, where and also where the just regular people we were with also time traveled. So this is it started out as an 80s story with this guy being like, oh man, the pregnant actress, like the woman who was an actress and pregnant with my child, was murdered by a cult led by a guy whose name sounds a lot like Charles Manson, except it's not. And then we traveled back to 1969 to be totally new people and try and stop this murder. Even though I think that poor Norman is going to find out that his girl was sleeping with a lot of people. It's rough. But now the cult has broken in and we are about to fight them off. We successfully beat the game. I'm very excited about it. Turns out that we couldn't save the people from being murdered, but we did stop the people from the future time traveling to the past, which means we closed the rift, which means we saved the world, I guess, even if we didn't save those poor people who got murdered. That's the second time I've said that. I don't know what we should think about the fact that I am equating married and murdered, but I am. Anyway, it's been super fun. And that's probably all I'm going to do today, except work on some waiting room. So I will see you tomorrow.